So what is the performance testing means? We want to test the application behavior under various conditions. Like we need to test for the any one of the applications. So we have the different type of applications in market, like banking applications, insurance applications, healthcare domains, e-commerce applications. So these all will be web-based application only. So what will happen day to day? All everything will be we are using for the through web only, right? So maybe we need to withdraw or we need to transfer fund. These things how we are doing using for the like web only we are doing. So that is why. So every user is access to that application, and at that time their application will be cross. So that is point of view. Each and every software point of view. So it's a banking or insurance or healthcare, any application, they definitely need to do for the performance testing. They not did for the performance testing, their application will be slow, and as same to the their application might be crash also it is happen. So that is why nowadays very important of the one of the key point is the performance testing also. So in the performance testing we have the tools in market. One is for load runner, and second one is for the JMeter, and third one is the Neoload. So using these three tools in market, actually performance testing is now going. So what is the load runner? What is JMeter and Neoload means? These all will be performance testing tools in market. So our point of view, I will give for the training load runner JMeter, because if it is 100% of this, 98% of the people using for the load runner. Only some companies using for the 1% is for this JMeter. 1.5 is a JMeter, and 0.5% only is using for the Neoload for this all company. So that is why. So you are good for the load runner and JMeter, then you can get easy job, because all companies are anywhere you can go to the market only using for the load runner and JMeter. So that is why I will give for the training load runner and JMeter for our testing point of view. So everyone is clear, right? What is performance testing? Nothing but we want to test the application behavior. Like we have to the test some business application. So what is the business application means? So we need to like book the flight ticket is one of the business scenario. So in that scenario, what are the things we can perform? Like so application, nothing but some business flow. So example business flow, some flight booking application. Flight booking application. Okay. For this application, we want to do for the performance testing. So before you want to do for this performance testing means you need to understand the actually what are the things we can do. Like in flight booking, we can launch URL, and we can what are the things we can do means you need to understand the business flow. So that is why business flow nothing but it's any one of the flow. Yeah, please mute someone. We are getting some. So we want to search for that flight booking application means, so some web tour application is there. So that is the using for the like we can book the flight ticket. So I want for the sample application web tour URL means we need to search for the here sample web tour URL. Then we are able to see the sample URL here. So this is the URL. So now we can copy this URL. So just assume, okay, this is the URL. This is our project URL, assume. So now we need to understand the first thing, business flow. So this application will be web tour application. So what are the things we are doing? We are launch the application, and after that, sorry, hello, someone is talking. So we are logging to the application, and after that we are book the flight means you need to click on the flights button. And after that, you need to select for the departure city, arrival city. Like I'm selecting for the London to Paris. And we need to change date means you can change. And seating preference also we want change. You can change it and click on continue. So after that, these are the available flights from the London to Paris. So you can select it. So these all things will be you are performing as a action part. So click on this. And after that, you need to do for the payment. Like we need to give for the details, payment details and city, and you need to give for the credit card details because we need to pay the money, right? So that is why we need to give this all details and click on continue. So then thank you for booking through web tour application. Using the web tour application, we are booked the flight ticket. So this is our business scenario. So this business scenario, how to we can do in our script and execution, this everything I will be explain in the today class end-to-end testing. Like as a performance testing means how to we can do, how to we can start. So everything will be, I will explain for our class. So now going to the load runner. Load runner, we have 5 components. We have 5 components. What are there means one is for virtual user generator. We can call it as a sample B user we can call. So, and next will be controller. Next third one will be analyzer. So using these 3 components, total we have 5 main components. This will be, and same to we have the load generator. Load generator, and one more is the fifth one will be agent process. So using these 5 components only, we can do for our end-to-end performance testing. So once you can install the software in load runner software, we are able to see these 3 virtual user generator, and one more is a controller, and one more is a analysis. So you can observe analysis will be 1 minute. Okay, it will be there for here. We can. So we have the 3 components. We are able to see this virtual user generator and controller and analyzer. So means once you can install software, we are able to see these 3 softwares like virtual user generator and controller analyzer. So each component, what we need to do means, what is the virtual user generator means, you want to record the business flow and generate for the script statement purpose, we can use for the virtual user generator. So, for example, what is the business flow? For example, just now we did for the one business flow. What are the things we did? So we need to understand first thing. Like we are launch URL. launch URL. And after that, second things what we did for the login. And after that, third step what we did, we are click on the flight button. And after that, we are selected flight. Selected flight. And the next one what we did, after that, payment. And sixth one will be we did for the logout. So this is the business flow. So this business flow we want to record means where we can record means using for the virtual user generator, we can record that script. So what is the virtual user generator means? You can record the business flow and generate for the script statement purpose. We can use for the virtual user generator. So once script is recorded, and the script actually what is performance testing? Actually, we want test with the multiple user point of view, your test. Like only single user point of view, no need to do for the performance testing, because that will be everyone as a manual test also can do. But our main theme will be we need to execute with the number of users, like 500 users or 1000 users or 1 lakh user, 2 lakh users we want test. So those many users you want to test means we can using for the controller. Second component is the controller. What is the controller means? We can design the scenario and execute the test. So design scenario means how many number of users you want to execute, like 10 users or 20 or 50. So that will be you need to design in the controller, and same to the execution also you need to do for the controller. So that is the second component is the controller. And after that, final component is the analyzer. So what is the analyzer? Nothing but we want to analyze the results. Like actually, our client is given 2 seconds for each and every action. Action nothing but this is the launch is one transaction. We can call it as a transaction. Login is one transaction. Click on flight, select flight, payment. So each and every transaction, maybe you are executing with the 1000 users also, 1000 users. So it is not cross for the 2 seconds they are given. So once you are executed in the controller 1000 users, because in the controller means we can execute with the multiple user point of view. So you are executed 1000 users. Okay, here you are executed 1000 users. So after that you are analyzing the using for the analyzer tool, like each and every transaction, like launch is how much time is happen, like launch is happen for the 5.5 seconds. Okay, then after that, okay, and login is there. So login is the average time of the 1000 users it took for the 1.2. Okay, and click on flight will be there, that is happen 1.7. Okay, and after that we are selecting the flight. So selecting flight also it is happen for the 1.4, and payment it is the happen average time is the 2.5, but logout is happen for 2 seconds. So means after execution is completed, in the controller is execution is completed, you are come to the analyzer component, you need to analyze the results. Okay, launch is how much time is taken, login is how much time taken for the average, like 1000 users average is taken from this time. So actually client will be what is given is this is we can call it as a SLA. SLA nothing but service level agreement, means client will asking to give an provided. So if any transaction it is more than 2 seconds, don't cross their SLA. So those things you need to analyze the analyzer, like okay, each and every transaction you observe, then payment is took for the more than 2.5 seconds. Then client will be not accept this result. So that is why what we need to do, we need to identify the issue, like where could be problem, maybe CPU memory is insufficient, or maybe application side issue. So that will be we can do for the later. Okay, so now we'll start with everything in the practical only. So now I will open for the virtual user generator. This is the virtual user generator. You can just open this. So this is the, you can observe virtual user generator. The version will be 2020. Current version is going to 2021 also it's going. So every like maybe depends on the developers, as a our load runner developer, they will depends on the new features added, then they will release for the one new version. So right now it is 2021 is going. This is the virtual user generator latest version of the 2020. So once you can click on this, it will be open like this, and you should wait for the few minutes. It will be open our virtual user. So once you can open this, it will be open like this. So now you want to do for the new script means here you can observe add new script. You can just click on add new script. So after that, see creating new script. Here you can observe this all will be different of a protocols. Protocol nothing but it is a client server communication. So maybe you are doing for the any web application means you need to select for the web HTTP HTML is the one of the important protocol for the all web-based application. So nowadays you can observe. So all application will be web-based application only. Like is a banking applications, insurance application, healthcare domains, and same to the e-commerce applications, payment applications like Paytm. These all things will be web-based application only. So that is why we very well know for the web application as a then you are good for the web protocol, then it's good for the our testing point of view. So that is why here we need to select for the protocol web HTTP HTML. Here script name. Script name nothing but what you are doing. So in the web tour application, we are doing for the flight booking. Means you need to give for the script name also proper name flight booking, and you can give for the date of the today 08/12/2022. So just I given for the script name like this is the web tour nothing but this application name, and in that scenario I'm doing for the flight booking. This is the today date, and this script it is saving for the in this location. See users documents and the views and scripts it is saving. So after you select for the protocol and enter for the script name, click on create button. So automatically load our virtual user generator. So you can observe loading the solution. See after loaded, right, then you are able to see this will be one of the virtual user window will be look like this. Now we are not anything enter for the manually, anything you need to enter any code here. We need to everything we need to do for the recording only. After that automatically this virtual user generator only automatically the code will be generated. So now this is the record button. You want to record the script means just click on that record button. Just click on that. And after that you can observe in the record we are doing for the web application. That is why we need to select for the web browser. This is the application nothing but browsers. So you have the different browsers like Mozilla Firefox, Google Chrome, and Internet Explorer, and so we have different things. You can select anything is fine. So I selected this. So here is the important URL. So here is the URL nothing but maybe we are testing now web application, like it's a web tour application we are testing. So that is why we need to go for the web tour URL here. So you can observe this is the web tour URL. Maybe you are testing for the some different application, maybe ICICI Bank application. Then you need to give for the www.icici.com. Means which application you are testing. So you need to give for that URL here. So that is also very important. Maybe you are doing for the some Paytm application, you can give for the www.paytm.com. So based on that here you need to give. Now we are doing for the web application as a web tour application we are doing. So that is why web tour URL I give it. So after that we need to click on start record button. This is the start recording button. So you can click the start record button. So which browser we are selected? I selected as a Internet Explorer. You can observe recording the events. You can observe this is the recording events. And which browser you are selected, the browser automatically it will open. No need to open anything is a manually. See, it is a launch is completed. After launch, what we need to do? Already we written some scenarios, like what are the things we can perform. You can observe here. After that, what we need to do? We need to do login. So login means you are doing login means you need to give for the transaction name. So this is the start transaction means what you are doing start transaction. We are doing login, right? You can give it as a name login and click on OK. And then you can give for the username password. This is the default username Jojo, and Bean is the default username password for this application. After that, click on login. See, login is completed. Then you need to, this is the start transaction, this is the end transaction. You need to end the transaction login, because login is completed up to this. So you can end this login. And after that, what we are doing, we are click on the flight. So you can give for the transaction name, click on flight is a start transaction. Click on flight. Click on flights. Start transaction I given, click on flights. And after that, you can give for the flights. Click for the flights. So click on flight is completed. Next transaction will be what? Find flight. So you are finding the flight. So that is why you need to end the click on flights, and you can give as a find flight is the transaction name. Okay. Find flight is the transaction name. So now you can give for the start transaction name is the Control V and find flight, and select for the departure city and arrival city. And after that, if you want to change for the Windows and business, and click on continue. So after that, London to Los Angeles, these are all the available flights. So if you want for this transaction will be different, then you can end the find flight, and what we are doing, we are selecting the flight. So you can give for the transaction name, select flight, and you can select for the any one of the flight and click on continue. So after that, next transaction will be payment details. So before entering for the start transaction, you need to give for the enter the payment details, start transaction, and click on OK, and do for the performance like can give for the city details KPHB, and I'm giving just Hyderabad, and credit card number I'm giving randomly, and expire date of the credit card, and click on continue. See, your ticket is, thank you for using WebTour, your ticket is booked successfully. Then you need to end the transaction is the payment details. Now you can enter for the what is the transaction, sign off or log out. Log out. You can click on this and click on sign off. Then you can end the transaction, log out. So your entire business flow is completed, because what is our business flow to book the flight ticket is our business flow. Using for the virtual user generator, we are recorded, and after that you need to stop recording button. This is the stop recording button. Just click on that. So it will stop recording, and automatically the code will be generated. Okay. So you can observe generating for the user script. So everything will be automatically, it will be generated. No need to enter manually anything.
Sir, one doubt. So the virtual user generator is only for recording. What is the purpose of it, sir?
Yes, it will be record the script, and after that we need to find the what are the scripts generated, and we need to identify the any we need to do for the some scripting enhancements also, because this script will be work with the multiple user point of view, means we need multiple user data, right? So that script enhancements also we can do here.
Okay.
See, now you can observe everything is recorded. You can observe this is the web tour. So launch, this is the launch, this is the login. And after login, what we did, we click on the flights. This is the click on flight, and this is the find flight. And we are selected flight. This is the select flight. And after that, payment. So we are given for the credit card number and address. This all things we are given. This is the payment details, and this is the logout page. So everything is recorded successfully. Can observe. So means by seeing also you need to identify this is not a big code. By seeing also you need to identify, okay, this code for the, so we are recorded for this is the select flight, because you are selected, this is the flight. So by seeing also you need to identify easy, okay, what is this code is generated. So now just will execute once. So this is the save button. Just replay means this is the replay button. Just you can click on this replay button. It will be replay your script. See, now you can observe runtime viewer also. It is launching your application. See, login and flight booking is happened. Your script will be pass. Total is completed. Now you can observe here important things. So what are the transaction you are given? Each and every transaction. So we are executed only single user point of view. This is the response time. Means login is happen 465 milliseconds. Click on flight happen 306 milliseconds. Find flight is happen 156 milliseconds. Select flight is a 185. Payment details 170. Total logout will be 229 happen. So this is the response time is important because so you are executing with the 1000 users average response time each and every transaction. We are meeting our SLA. SLA nothing but is a 2 seconds a service level agreement client is provided. So you are meted or not, you need to check. So that is why we are giving for the start and end transaction. Here you can observe LR start transaction and LR end transaction. Why we are giving means we want to measure the particular transaction logout, how much response time has happened. Means you want to give for the start transaction and transaction. See, now you can observe here, I'm not given for the launch because automatically launch happen, right? So maybe if you miss also we can add for the manually also. Now you can observe in the recording report, we don't have launch replace summary. You can go here, replace summary launch transaction is not there because we are not given for the transaction. That is why it is not calculated this code up to here. So now we need to give for the manual also possible. This is the start transaction. You can give for the transaction. Otherwise, you can select this and right button click it and click on surround with the transaction and give it as a launch URL. See, start transaction, end transaction. LR start transaction, LR end transaction. Why we are giving this means we want to find the particular response time of each and every transaction. So now just will execute. Now we are able to get the response time of the launch also. Now we can observe. See, now you got it right. Launch also you got. Means very important key points for the start transactions names, because if you not given transaction name, it is not calculated that particular transaction how much response time happened. So that is why we need to give for the while recording start transaction end transaction also very important thing. If you miss, you can add for the how we did it same way. So now you can observe we are just executed only single user. Maybe we want to execute with the multiple user means here we have the option will be there. Just multiple means not more than 10 here because this is the only just scripting point of only. Just I will give him for the 10 users now. Just will execute. Now you can observe in window 10 times will be execute. See, 10 times will be user login, 10 times will be flight booking, 10 times will be. So each and every transaction happen for the 10 times. So now you can observe total how many users we are executed, 10 users. You can observe here also each and every transaction also how many times happen, 10 times happen. So 10 times will be happen, 10 times is success. And you can observe this is the response time of the 10 users average response time. 10 users average response time. So now we can observe for the output window also these transactions. Go to here. Once we can execute it, you can see here. So transaction launch URL started here. See, this is the web URL started, and after that, up to this code is executed. This entire code executed, and launch URL ended with the past status and duration happened for this is the duration time. So based on this only, it is calculating from the in this report. And you can observe, you can go to the next transaction. See, login is started and login is ended with the past status duration this. And after that, click on flight is started and click on flight is ended with past status. And find flight is started and find flight is past and duration this. And select flight started and select flight is ended. And you can observe payment is details ended with past status and final will be logout is done. So based on this output only, it is generated for the year our output in the results window. So everyone is clear now? Anyone any doubts you can ask me because our class will be going to learn. So everyone is free means we'll continue our class with end-to-end testing, like after that controller, how to we can push the script. And so everyone is free. We'll
Yes,
go
sir,
with
yes.
half an hour.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, if it is maybe it's a disconnect, right? Because this is the 45 minutes duration. Please rejoin again. Okay. Please rejoin everyone. And already is less than 1 minute only is there. I'm ending for this section. Please rejoin. Thank you.
Hello.
Yes.
Sir, any material provided? Sir?
Sorry.
Material, any material provided?
Yeah. Material, software, and everything I will provide. No worry about that.
Class recorded also provides. Sir?
Yes. With the project also, we'll everything is real-time projects only we'll did. And I will give for the real-time projects to everyone. And you need to also do for the every day. Today class is completed. So tomorrow you need to practice.
Right.
Okay. So please rejoin. We'll connect in again.